So we're almost ready for our first competitor in the men's individual competition. As you can see, our floor coordinators are out and we're focusing on ring one, the center of the 3 mats. And making his way to our center piece mat, Amir Eldib from Egypt. Eldib making it through to the semi-finals as the 14th across 2 Pumse patterns. Now the presentation marks will begin right now, even before you've truly begun. So Amir Eldib's first Pumse pattern completed. He will now have a short rest. Very, very short indeed, and will then take on the Kumgang. And that is the first score, so a 7-6-4. And the average score of the 2 Pumse will contribute to each Taekwondo athlete's final score in this semi-final. Now to the Kumgang. So now Eldib will await his overall score. And the word Kumgang stands for that which is too strong to be broken. And for Eldib, a strong start, not easy going first. Having qualified in 14th position, 7.57. That becomes the benchmark. Relax, watch the results come through as they do. Now Ho qualified in 13th. And again, the same 2 Pumse, with the choreo to begin with. Ho with control displayed throughout the routine. "30 movements in all in the choreo. And the focus has to be total. Pay attention in our next concentration delivered through the eyes and head movements. That all counts under the expression of energy category for marking. It was picked up. There were plenty of moments of standing on one leg in this kumgang, and that is the crane stance. There was a small wobble on one of the earlier crane stances conducted by Ho, and deductions are made according to a 0.1 and 0.3 scale. 0.3 for something significant, and everything else just a small blemish. But how will Ho have fared overall? So the second pattern, 7.14, giving him 7.25 overall. So a little bit less than the criteria against which the judges are looking. Our next man to take to the mat, Alejandro Losada Garcia, representing Spain. Again, beginning with the choreo. There was a vibrancy and an energy to that first performance. Well, Losada Garcia is a silver medalist from the European Pumse Championships earlier this year. Picked that up in the under 30 pairs category. So a 7.68 to begin with, and if he can maintain that or go better in his second, he'll be into an early lead against the two practitioners who were on earlier. can just see how difficult it is to keep a solid posture when in the crane stance, when your leg rides up and chambers into your standing leg. It's such a difficult there, particularly in the mountain block when the two arms are up high, combined with the key up, the yell. Seven, an imaginary opponent. That is what the performance should fill the judges with. And our next component on, from Finland, Christian Kamphaus. Christian Kamphaus qualification score of 7.516. Turku in southern Finland, outside of the mat, and a lot of balance displayed. And the results having come through, he's gone through two first, 7.7. Improving on his first pumse. And as you can see, happy with the result, 7.7. Starting in the Koryu. In the Koryu, you can see the series of arc hand strikes, punches, elbows. Rustamov, 7.76 to begin with. Now to the Kumgang. He's cut a very calm and serene impression on the mat. In sweltering temperatures here in Naples, that takes some doing. Muvlodjon Rustamov from Uzbekistan. Will that be enough to put him into the lead ahead of Christian Kamphaus? It is 7.7 flat for the second, raising his overall score up to 7.730. So he is into first. And very little more that he could have. Temperature has just gone up a notch here because the next contender from Italy, Umberto Pastore, from the local region here in Campania. He's from Capaccio Paestum, just a little down the Bay of Naples. And Pastore is a student at the University of Catania in Sicily. He knows a big performance is needed if he is to make the final. Qualifying in 10th, need to be in the top 8 to make it through. Rousing applause for Pastore for his choreo. There was a fluidity to it. There was a focus. And a small... So 7.6 after the first pattern, just a little down on what he'll need if he is to replace Rustamov as the early leader. Still 8 competitors to come after Pastore. On such a difficult pattern, the Kumgang. It is unforgiving, every blemish is noticed, but Umberto Pastore came through cleanly. There were moments, weren't there? I'm sure you noticed them too on some of the crane stances, where just perfect balance unable to be achieved and a wobble creeps in. But a 7.590, so Pastore can't topple the leaders. He goes into 4th. Junior World Championship silver medal in his back pocket from back in 2016 in recognised Pumse. Strong German delegation out here, and Sipanlu has been given the individual opportunity. Well, if you are watching Pumse for the first time, I'm sure you're picking up on the difference that we're seeing and hearing in the spiritual yells. And, well, that is because everyone's voice is different, every yell is different. It should be the kiap, a result of focusing one's spiritual energy. The judges are... Can he go a little more and take the lead? The Kumgang. Well, in the Kumgang, the qualities of hardness and beauty are required. And there was a little bit of both in there from Shine. And Sapando, I think, is feeling frustrated. He knows he had a little bit more in him here. Competitors here. Ethan Lippman, who will be attending university later in the year, the University of Southern California. Just 18 years old. Qualified in 7th. Starting here with the Koryu. Ethan Lippman with the first under his black belt, the Koryu. He's only recently graduated, making a name for himself in Pumse. And he'll need a strong showing in the Kumgang here if he is to challenge Rustamov at the top of the leaderboards. Ethan Lippman, certainly a control of power, a softness to his routine, which is exactly what the judges want, but some of the wobbles there, I think particularly during that penultimate crane stance, I'm sure you noticed it too, did very well to hold it together and not have to put a leg down, but the overall marks will not make it enough for him to challenge, so he goes into 7th, 7.3, and making it through to the semi-finals. And there's a lovely moment because he is full of the joys of from the USA. From the University of Bridgeport, he was a silver medalist 2 years ago at the 2017 Universiad. Also competed back in Gwangju in 2015. The first chance for us to see him in action in the semi-finals. Qualified in 6th, will be fully expecting to pass through to the finals and challenge for medals. Once again, the Koryu pattern will be first. Delivery of energy at the right points throughout the routine, throughout the performance, rather. He said that his aim is for the referees to enjoy his performance. It's not just about showing strength. So a 7.8, well, already marking himself up. There was a lovely light and shade to that routine in terms of its rhythm, the flow of power, clear to see at times, and then also controlled at others. Teammates and team technical delegates, he's taken the lead, 7.810. So Mavlonjon Rustamov from Uzbekistan is nudged down into 2nd. Eddie Jong is the new leader. The focus writ large across Eddie Jong's face throughout his performance. And equally well supported here in Naples. Leonardo Juarez Rodriguez, the 5th top qualifier. Someone who studies business administration down in Mexico City, the Universidad Anáhuac.
There was a smooth and calm demeanour across his routine.
Juarez Rodriguez just takes a moment to compose himself. He says that when he performs, he has a complete blockout of what is around him. He's just feeling his heart rate, his breathing. And he's made a good start. 7.8 in the Koryu. Now he has to take on the Kumgang for a chance to be the top performer on the leaderboard, with 4 practitioners remaining. The Kumgang is named after one of Korea's most beautiful mountains and after one of nature's strongest substances, diamond. So stability is an important quality to display. Has there been enough stability in this performance to take the lead? Certainly a very strong individual performance, but not quite enough to get in front of Eddie Jiang. So Leonardo Juarez Rodriguez in second. But he has guaranteed himself a spot in the final. He will be finishing in the top 8. Pulls Mohamed Abdurrahman Wayu.
Next, finalist, semi-finalist from Indonesia, Dasmo Sejika Abdurrahman Wayu Muhammad, Indonesia.
His scoring qualifying would have been enough, if he can repeat that, to take the lead in the semi-finals. A strong performance from Yu. He displayed strong conviction, and those are important qualities in the Koryu. This Pumse reflects the indomitable will of the Korean people in the face of extreme adversity, and it's actually where the English word for career derives from the Koryu. 7.66 to begin with. So he will need to haul his scores up a little higher with the Kumgang. It is a wonderful test of stability and balance, the Kumgang. Not just the crane stances when practitioners go up on one leg, but also in the 360-degree rotations. And how has Yu done? 7.56 for the Kumgang. It is enough for 6th position, so he will need to wait nervously to see if he can go through to the final. 6th position for the 4th in qualification, Indonesia's Yu. So that will be one of the very many talented Taekwondo athletes here in Naples. He qualified in 3rd, and as the head individual in the men's competition for the Islamic Republic of Iran, that is no mean feat in itself. He will be expecting to be vying for medals later on this evening. The first job is to make it through to the final. Karush Bakhtiar from the Islamic Republic of Iran with his Koryu. One of the things which always marks out a routine performance by Karush Bakhtiar is the extreme flexibility he's capable of, and we saw that there in this Koryu with plenty of those side kicks which he can almost make into a 180-degree shoot for the sky. 7.96, that is reflected in the judges' scoring. Back out for the Kumgang. Flexibility tested in the last performance. How is his stability? Well, so many parts good, but the part which will have been adjudged a 0.3 deduction on the crane stance, putting a foot down during one of the key stability moments. He's been given a 7.5, so he will go into third, 7.730 overall, and he will be through to the final. So no true drama out on the mat there, but Kurush Bakhtiar set such high standards. He will have the time remaining to prepare for a final and to try and rectify that little moment that we saw in the middle of his performance. Just that. Recovered well, kept his head, but disappointments in the act, not the overall result. Preparing himself from Chinese Taipei, Li Chenggang. Chenggang is a former gold medalist from the 2017 Universiad. Picked that medal up in the mixed pairs competition with Su Ya-en, who we will see in the women's competition shortly. Knows what it's like to pick up gold medals at a Universiad, but how will he fare in making it through to the semi-final? Second in qualifying, of course. And the choreo to begin. Very well composed performance in the choreo. One of the conditions here in the Pala Kazoria is that there is a big screen just above the central mat here, and the temptation during performance for these athletes is to look up. But when eyesight is being judged at every move by our judging panel, it is vital that all focus stays on the performance. 7.94. So a little bit behind what Bakhtiar posted in his first performance. Can Chenggang Lee deliver the second part B effectively and take the lead? Lead is still with Eddie Jiong with 7.81.
We are just after the hottest part of the day here in Naples. It is putting a premium on the oxygen inside the Pala Casoria. With respiration and breathing, one of the noted points to be judged against, it is so difficult to breathe perfectly calmly all the way through a performance. We just saw that there. Lee Cheng-gang. A nod from the coach. He looked very composed, in complete control. Athletic performance here, but he made it look like a stroll. 7.78. He's seeing this man in the final as well. The top qualifier, Wanjin Kang from South Korea. From the Kyunghee University in the capital of South Korea, Seoul, and won a gold at the 2018 Asian Games. A lot of strength, a lot of power shown in the first performance by Kang Wanjin. A lot of that power shown at exactly the right time. Too much power at the beginning of a routine. Can make a movement look stiff from the start. Strong start, making it difficult to accelerate from there. And Kang Wanjin timing the expressions of energy very well indeed. An 8.04 for his choreo. Very strong start from the number one qualifier. Now for the Kumgang. Such serenity out on the mat from Kang Wanjin. Yes, there were blemishes, and rivals who have also made it through to the final will be poring over those and giving them reason for confidence. But a very enjoyable performance from this man. And 7.980 to add to his first score. He will go into the finals as he entered the semi-finals as the number one. So Eddie Jong's early mark only toppled at the end by Kang Wanjin. So here are the 8 qualifiers. Alejandro Losada Garcia, Christian Kamphaus from Finland, Mavlon John Rustamov, an early leader for him, Karush Bakhtiar who had a wobble and will qualify in 5th. Juarez Rodriguez in 4th. Li Chenggang from Chinese Taipei in 3rd. Eddie Zhong moving up from 5th in qualification to 2nd position. And Kang Wanjin retaining the number 1 position from qualification. They are all through to the finals, and we will be seeing them later on when they compete for gold, silver and 2 bronzes. Well, below them, just missing out from Indonesia. Quite an upset for Mohammed Abdurrahman.